And what's good? Welcome back in, everybody. Glad to have you guys back at the stream once again tonight. As I just covered a crazy buzzer beater between Chattanooga and the Southern Conference Final over Furman. Here we are back once again. Gonzaga leading San Francisco 11-3 with 15:04 left to go in the first half here. If you guys are new in the stream, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and welcome back in, man. That was phenomenal finish of that game. Kevin, Brian, welcome back in, guys, on the stream once again. Glad to see you guys back in as we get back into the first 5 minutes here of the first half. Little floater missed by San Francisco. Open three, and Chet able to rip that one straight through as Gonzaga goes up 14-3. Taking a look so far, top scorers, Drew Timme's got 9 points, Chet Holmgren's got 5, all through the front court so far in this game by Gonzaga, but Chet having a solid season, shooting above 40% from three-point range. San Francisco driving, lost the handle, and they turned it over. Basically, to beat Gonzaga, you have to play as perfect as a game as you possibly can, and right now San Francisco is far from that. Turned it over for their second time tonight, just 1 for 8 shooting from the floor. Gonzaga with the ball. Bolton off to Chet around the wing. They move it over to Nembhard. Nembhard gives it out on top. Pump fake Hunter Salas. 5-star freshman from Omaha, Nebraska. Timme, nice dump off down low. Missed the layup off the back door by Nembhard, though. Goes back to San Francisco. Jean-Marie Bouye, he's the top scorer for the Dons this season. Laces up a 3. Missed off the back rim. Offensive rebound control by Wishrain of San Francisco, and he goes off of a cut and scores. Mr. Zigzag, welcome back in. Yeah, right out of the gate here. Gonzaga looking impressive. You can't fall asleep defensively. That's just too easy right there for Chet Holmgren. Andrew Nembhard lobs it up over the top. Chet throws it down with a two-hand alley-oop jam. 16-5, 13.5 left to go in the first. Uncle Luke, what's good? Welcome back to the stream, man. Glad to have you back in. That was crazy in that finish. One dribble. This is number 33, Vladimir Markevetsky. Big story from him, wishing him and his family the best, as he's a 7-foot center from Ukraine, especially with all that's going on right now there. But I was seeing some of the interviews that he was getting interviewed by for like NCAA March Madness. Just so scary out there, sending thoughts out. Whole country of Ukraine. What's going on right now? 13-10 left to go in the first. San Francisco takes the jumper. Chet comes up with a block at the top. And Gonzaga has the ball. Reaching in at midcourt is number 15, Gabe Stefanini of the Dons. So 16 points combining for just two scores so far for Gonzaga. And both of them, the front court options. Top 2 players in the season, Drew Timme, Chet Holmgren, making up an inside force that has been unstoppable. First nationally in points scored, putting up around 88 points per game. First in defensive rebound, first in 2-point makes, and first in 2-point defense. And then right behind, their second nationally, rebounds per game, 2-point shooting percentage, field goal shooting percentage. So just their metrics are off the chains, especially the offensive side of things, plus the interior defense. Malika, welcome back in. 12:55 left to go in the first. Gonzaga gets the inbound to Anton Watson. Watson towards his right, hands it off to Rasir Bolton. Bolton moves it back out. He has it once again. Bolton, transfer from Iowa State, passes on top. Off to Watson, takes it straight down the lane, the right hand, and lays it up and in. So that's the third player to score tonight for the Zags. Anton Watson becomes the third front court player to do so. Stefanini, bounce pass down low for the Dons. They move it on top, launching a 3. Stefanini missed off the back rim and collected in the corner by Watson for the defensive rebound. Gonzaga up 18-5 with 12:10 left to go in the first. Outside with Rasir Bolton. Bolton pushes it across. It's Nembhard. Nembhard moves it back out to the wing. Attacking. Right hand, laying it up and in. Hunter Salas for 2. What's good, PM? Welcome back in. Unfortunately, won't be able to cover the A10. So I know their championship game conflicts with SEC, so I'm going to cover SEC on the Sunday. Clock stops as we're going to have a media timeout on the floor here. 11:47 left to go in the first. All Gonzaga, 20-5, leading San Francisco. Concerning for San Francisco coming into this one because they're right in the thick of the bubble right now for them. Net rankings really like San Francisco. They're at 24th in the net, 3-5 in quad number 1. But with her ranked on the seeding lines, there's like a big difference. Jerry Palma, CBS, has got them as an 11 seed, just barely in the bracket at this point. And then Joe Lunardi, ESPN, has got them as a 9 seed. He's got San Francisco the same seed that he does for Murray State. Murray State's got a record of 30-2 and an auto bid into the tournament already. That's crazy there, but this is just a bad matchup for San Francisco because they give up a bunch of 2-point shots. They attempt a bunch of 3-point shots for them, and in order to stay in this game, they had to make their 3-point shots, and tonight they're just stone cold right now. 1 for 7 from 3, 2 for 12 as a team for San Francisco. They have more turnovers than made field goals at this point in the game, and this is not a good sign because we're already 8 minutes and 13 seconds into action, and when you have more turnovers than more made field goals midway through the first almost, it's not going to be a good outcome, it looks like. If you guys are new, make sure to spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Glad to have you guys back in once again tonight. Just covered a crazy buzzer beater right before this one. A walk-off buzzer beater by Chattanooga beating Furman in the Southern Championship. Crazy. Make sure to vote in the poll if you guys would like, but looks like that poll is quite lopsided right out of the gate, which is expected. Winner of this game will take on the winner of St. Mary's Santa Clara later tonight. Gonzaga winning the season series over San Francisco 78-62 back on January 20th, 89-73 on February 24th. We get back to action. The Don's going to get the inbounds. They inbounded off to Stefanini in the backcourt. 11:40 left to go in the first half. Stefanini towards his right. Takes the jumper. And missed off the mark. Offensive rebound pulled down by Patrick Tape. Played 1 season last year for Duke. He was a transfer before that from Columbia. Here's a 3, and that will rain down from the top for San Francisco. Julian Rishwain made the 3. He's up to 5 points. Here's a 3 at the right wing. Hickman hit the rim short. Offensive rebound. Put back. Chance. Watson couldn't convert on it, though. Back it goes to San Francisco. 11 minutes left to go in the first. Bouye dribbles back outside. Spots up away from 3. Too strong. Offensive rebound. Back to the top. Launching on his way. No good. Follow. Chance. They'll kick it out to the corner. Stefanini. Moves it out to the top. Bouye drives straight down the lane. Heavy contact. And it's going to say Jean-Marie Bouye to the free throw line to shoot 2. $10:46 left to go. First half. Wow, their head coach looks really young. Todd Golden, 3rd season as a head coach for San Francisco. First shot around the rim and out. It's been a while since San Francisco's made it to the NCAA tournament. 1998, last tournament appearance. They go 1-for-2 that trip by Bouye. Best win on the season. The reason why they're in the bracket right now is because that win against Davison. And it helps them out. If Davison wins the A10, definitely helps out San Francisco's cause to make it as an at-large bid. Bounce pass down the lane. Timmy, strong move to the hoop as he scores, banks it, and one coming up for Drew Timme. Yeah, there's a couple things alerting when they played in the non-conference slate. Played against a much more physical Duke team. It's just things that you can't really prepare for is the and one free throw good by Timme is that, I mean, it's a whole nother level of big boy basketball when you get into the power conference slate as far as physicality going up against other big men. They're lucky about that Texas Tech game because Texas Tech had a couple of their key players missing when they played them. And that was the lowest points total until that St. Mary's game last week that Gonzaga had scored all season long. Gonzaga gets the offensive rebounds. Strother moves it out to Timme. Timme, lob inside. Watson, turn around. Too easy, just bully ball down low. It's a total mismatch right there. Watson got the touch over Bouye, a 6'2 guard. So 25-11. Able to get the bucket. Hunter, that's good. Up and in off the glass. Number 10 for San Francisco is Josh Coonan. Yeah, BYU's in a lot of trouble now since they lost. It's 25-13. 9:23 left to go in the first. Yeah, the net really likes San Francisco, what I'm looking at right here. Number 24 in that net. That win against Davison helps them out a ton. They beat BYU twice, which helps out. And then wins over Arizona State and UAB. Those are two close wins. Beat UAB by 2, beat Arizona State by 1. And Arizona State's kind of had a weird season. They get a bunch of quad 1 victories, but they have a ton of quad 1 losses, and they have just a bunch of losses in general that doesn't put them anywhere near the tournament bracket. As San Francisco gets a shot clock violation. Goes back to Gonzaga. 8:56 left to play. Nembhard moves it outside to Hickman. Holmgren moves it out to Strother. Watson with a touch, top of the free throw circle. Anton Watson dribbles up, takes it inside, bobbled. Looks to pass it, bounce pass to the cut. Holmgren. Could he keep it out in front for Chet? It goes right back to the steal by Bouye. San Francisco touch pass corner out to the wing. Stefanini with a 3. He got it. Laces it through. It's a 9-point game. San Francisco lives by the 3 ball. It's how they would have a chance to come back in this one. Open 3 straight away. Chet off the rim missed. Had a great look at it though. 8 minutes left to go in the first. Josh Coonan moves it over to Stefanini. Just made a 3. Takes it this time. Dump off. Deflected. Up in the air. And it's Chet who comes out with a steal. Big time play right there. Battling for the loose ball. Out to the corner. Hickman. Gives it out to Strother. Hickman has it for Gonzaga. 7:40 in the clock. And away from the ball. Coonan going to pick up a fall for San Francisco. Clock will stop. 7:40 left to play here in the first as we're going to take a timeout. Gonzaga's up by 9. Although this score has been much, much bigger than that throughout the majority of the first half. Georgia State cashing their way into the tournament bracket. Georgia State beating Louisiana tonight, 80-71. So Georgia State wins the Sun Belt. And then last second buzzer beater shot. Chattanooga beat Furman today. Yeah. Yeah, as long as you win the games that you're supposed to. And that's the big thing. Yeah, they only have that like one bad loss, and it's by 1 point too. They lost against Portland, so that's it. They play some really good teams close. Lost by 5 against Loyola Chicago, who is in for San Francisco. What's good, Johnny, in the stream? Welcome in, man. Yeah, that's terrible, man. It's been 42 years since Furman's last made it into the bracket. Almost had it. Yeah, things going well there, bud. Chicago Bulls 1-2-3. Welcome back in, man. Chattanooga winning on a buzzer beater 3 earlier today in the SoCon Championship. Vaughn, welcome back in. We're on the media timeout. 7:43 left to go in the first. 26-15 the score. All the points early in this game were by Drew Timme or Chet Holmgren. Anton Watson and Hunter Salas now getting into the scoring column, though, for Gonzaga. 12 points by Timme, 7 by Chet, 4 by Watson, 2 by Salas. Gabe Stefanini making 2 threes for San Francisco, top scorer for the Dons. Yeah, Sixers with a big win tonight, 121-106 over Chicago. Hawks and Pistons heading into overtime. Pistons playing much better lately. 101-101. That game's going into OT. Heat leading the Rockets 97-83. T-Wolves, destroying the Blazers at halftime. The score is 61-34. And the Mavs are such a dangerous team. 60-49. Mavs leading the Jazz right now at halftime. And the Lakers right now find themselves trailing once again. 62-56 San Antonio with 8 seconds before half. Chet gets a touchdown low back from the timeout. And we're going to have another whistle. It's picked up on San Francisco. So back to the free throw line. It's going to go Gonzaga. This is not a good sign for San Francisco. Jean-Marie Bouye, he's the top scorer for the Dons, and he just picked up his second personal foul. First one by Chet is good. Second one's good. Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun calling the national championship there, cutting down those nets. Chet up to 9 points. Bouye passes outside, 3-point shot missed by Josh Coonan of the Dons. Gonzaga with the ball once again. Chet with a 3 straight away off the front rim. Defensive rebound back to San Francisco by Coonan. They've been down most of this game by double digits, but they do take a bunch of threes. They need a bunch to come back in this one. Bobble ball trailing down the lane. Lost, and it's a turnover by San Francisco. It's by Stefanini who turned it over. Yeah, ESPN really loves Gonzaga. They have Gonzaga for like a bunch of games on late night games. But yeah, certainly they are beatable. That's a nice pass right there off to a cut. Leads to a layup by Nembhard, 29-16. These two teams just matching up. It's tough for San Francisco because they don't have that much size. And basically the lead players of this team are all backcourt. Whereas Gonzaga's strength lies in their front court, and they're just so quick up the court right there. There's another 2. Chet Holmgren up to double figures now on the scoreboard with 11. Six minutes left to go before halftime. Bounce pass over to the top of the free throw circle. Vladimir Markovetsky handoff. Off the dribble handoff. Missed the layup by Shabazz. Goes right back for Gonzaga. Mexican soccer game past weekend fan riot. Oof. I think someone told me that yesterday in the chat about that. Yikes. It's not good. Missed off the back rim. Goes right back to Gonzaga. Floating it up and scoring, going coast to coast. That is Nembhard. It's going to lead to a timeout being taken here on the floor. 5:24 left to go in the first as San Francisco is going to burn a timeout, finding themselves down by 15. I think we're going to stay here. Refs are looking at the review monitor first. Yeah, looking at the review monitor for this play. Nembhard driving to the bucket. There was a collision away from the basketball. Watson of Gonzaga knocked down a San Francisco player, and then that player wasn't happy, retaliated right back, and there was the San Francisco coach got involved, and that's where the officials came and got involved with that. That was Khalil Shabazz. Didn't like what he saw underneath Anton Watson there. I'm going to take Gonzaga tomorrow in the WCC championship if they end up playing St. Mary's. Yeah, that was the St. Mary's win at home for St. Mary's. St. Mary's always has one of those that they win a home game against Gonzaga, usually once every other season, it seems like. And they had the time to prepare for that matchup. When you're playing regular season games, you get to prepare for your opponents more so ahead of time than when you're playing conference tournament games. You're on the fly. You play every day. That's why these conference tournaments have been crazy lately, last couple of seasons, with random teams out of nowhere just getting into the bracket, because you could randomly get red hot just in the conference tournament and then get into March Madness that way. We saw that last year from Georgetown and Oregon State. And Oral Roberts, because they weren't a 1 seed last year in the Summit. They had to work their way to win the Summit League championship. So this is still an official review right now on the court after all that happening. There was a San Francisco player who retaliated as Anton Watson knocked down a player of San Francisco. It was Khalil Shabazz who went down. Shabazz didn't like it, and then he was tugging on Watson's shorts trying to get him away. And then the head coach of San Francisco came in, and the referees had to break it up. So they're still talking about this call right now, going to the official review monitor. Yeah, there was no call right there. Watson just ran over Shabazz. Shabazz getting up, tried to get up. Watson flopped backwards, stayed on his feet though. So they're still at the review monitor trying to settle all of this right now. I can't show the actual game due to copyright. It's only play-by-play only. So we got 5:24 left to go in the first. Finally, that all gets settled out. San Francisco has the ball, down by 15 for the Dons. They hand it off to Shabazz. Puts it on the outside of Markovetsky. Markovetsky gives it over to Stefanini. Passes out to the wing, Kunin. Stefanini gets a touch. 5 minutes left to go in the first. Stefanini up at the top of the key, working on Strother. Hands it off to Shabazz. Shabazz, step back three in the air, contested by Strother. Missed off the front rim. That's a good contest right there by Julian Strother. And Holmgren comes out with a defensive rebound. Burst of speed going coast to coast with a layup. It's Andrew Nembhard. Gonzaga extends a 17-point lead back to 15. A quick bucket by the Dons. It's good for Shabazz. Gotta play quick when you take on the Zags. That's what San Francisco's trying to do. Pass inside, deflected, stolen away. Looking for Chet down low as he went down. Dons push it up the court. They move it back on top. Attacking the paint as a whistle blows so the clock will stop. 4:22 left to go in the first. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much all for joining in, being a part here on the channel tonight. This one, much larger score than the one I had the last one. That was a great game. Covered earlier today in the SoCon Championship. Lob inside, shot gets blocked. Nembhard comes out with the ball now for Gonzaga. Bolton has it up the court, and Bolton gets fouled from behind. Chet Holmgren, top 5 nationally in blocks per game, was the one who had a big rejection down low. So Chet's already got himself 3 blocks so far. Receiver Bolton shooting 2, first shot missed. I got a couple long shots there for conference tournaments. My 2 long shots, I've got ACC, I've got Virginia, and I've got Pac-12, I've got Oregon, even though they've been playing like junk lately. I've predicted that like 2 months ago or so. I'll keep it that way, but anything's possible. Other than that, SEC, I've got Kentucky. Big 12, I've got Texas Tech. Big 10, I've got Purdue. And Big East, I got UConn. 36-20. Under 4 minutes left to go in the first. San Francisco with the ball. Stefanini moves it on top, launching a 3 at the top. Off the mark, no good. Chet comes out with a defensive rebound. Holmgren pass midcourt. And called in the travel. That's a turnover by Chet. It's going to lead to a timeout taken on the floor. 3:27 left to go in the first. Mark Few having his team compete no matter what the score is right there, shaking his head about that turnover. So we'll take the timeout. Yeah, Oregon had like a big week. They beat USC and UCLA back in January. They've hit rock bottom once again. They're off to bad losses last week. Washington and Washington State. Coming off some terrible losses. They got destroyed against both of those teams. And yeah, if you're basing off of like recency, I don't think any way Oregon can make it to the tournament. But stranger things have happened. I'm just going to take a flyer on them and see like what goes on. Golden State's been stone cold lately, and they're trailing once again, 40-35 the Nuggets. Leading Golden State right now. This one I got Gonzaga by a lot. Spurs leading the Lakers at halftime, 62-56. Mavs up over the Jazz at half, 60-49. T-Wolves beating the Blazers by 30. 71-41 Minnesota. The Heat going to pull off the victory tonight over the Rockets, 114-96. And then overtime, the Pistons leading the Hawks with 42 seconds left to go in overtime, 113-107. Detroit is getting much, much better. After the All-Star break, they've been playing much better basketball. This is a team that started out the season, they were 4-24 at one point when starting. Yeah, that was shocking for UNC. They had that like type of game against Michigan too, which was impressive that they destroyed Michigan back in December. Yeah, since the All-Star break here, this is so the 24th and onwards. The Pistons are going to be 5-2 since the All-Star break. Wow. And they had beat the Celtics before the All-Star break. And the Celtics been the hottest team in all the NBA. So we get back to action here. 3:27 left to go in the first. Gonzaga just lighting it up. 60%. Only 28% from the floor by San Francisco. Points in the paint. Just total domination. Gonzaga 28-8. Just a bad matchup. San Francisco more of like an undersized type of team. Their main players are their guards on this team. The team that will have to beat Gonzaga in the tournament, you're going to have a team that drills a bunch of threes like Alabama did. Or you're going to have a team that the front court is their main strength, and that's what the strength is for Duke. Not many teams is going to have that. There are a good amount of teams that would balance to them, though. That would look really good. Gonzaga beat Texas Tech. Texas Tech's more of like an undersized team when they play at the since they're at power for Big 12 Power Conference, but I think if they match up once again, that will be a much, much closer game. Texas Tech had a couple players missing that game when they played. Three minutes left to go in the first. Gonzaga has the ball right back. Lob over the top off the cut, and Rasir Bolton puts it away for two. I got Kentucky to win it all. 2:40 left to go in the first. Don's with it with Bouye. Bouye bounce pass edge of the half-court logo to Rishwain. Rishwain at the top. Pass deflected, pinwheels around. Gonzaga picks up the steal. Here they go with a 3-on-2 fast break. Bolton out in the corner. Bounce pass Watson back out to Bolton. Lob, inside, spin move, and throws it down. Two-handed flush. Chet Holmgren. 40-21 with 2:05 left to go in the first. Yeah, that would be a really good matchup. Gonzaga, Illinois. Gonzaga against Purdue. That would be a shootout game. Jumper mid-range. Nembhard around the rim and out. Defensive rebound hauled down by Rishwain of San Francisco. The Dons will take a three. Missed off the front rim, crashed the glass. It's Watson with a defensive rebound out on the break. Hunter Salas. Boosting on top. Watson. Pass off to Nembhard. Floats one up. Gets the friendly roll. 42-23 Gonzaga. I got Kentucky and Purdue in the championship. Torres is left in the outside. Bouye. Moves it on top to Zane Meeks, who passes off to Rishwain. Attacks, and his shot gets blocked. There was contact, though. And that will be a blocking foul charge to Salas. So clock will stop. Minute 10 left to go in the first. It's just interesting because San Francisco's 24-8, with a loss today going to be 24-9. A lot of teams with that record, especially mid-majors, wouldn't have enough of it to make the tournament. But, whoa. Looks like their feed just cut out on the TV screen. Yeah, I've got Kentucky and Purdue. I don't know. All depends on the matchups and stuff. They just cut to a break right now. So 42-24, minute 10 left to go in the first as San Francisco was at the line shooting free throws. I don't know if that was on their end that they're having like technical difficulties. It looks like it is. Yeah, I just got a big like blue screen on the TV from it. Okay, so the live feed was way off. So it's 47-27. Going into halftime now. So this game is just going into halftime here. Looks like the live feed just completely got lost. There we go. So now we're into halftime. They lost it and they got it back. I think probably around like Elite 8, Final 4. So this is Gonzaga by 20 at half. Drew Timme, 12 points. Leading all scorers, 11 points by Chet Holmgren. Nembhard's got 8, along with 8 assists so far. Rishwain's got 11. Top scorer for San Francisco. Not much from Bouye, though, tonight. Just 1 for 8, 4 points. And they needed him to have, like, a big game because he's the top player for them. Yeah, I think it's going to be Kentucky-Arkansas in the SEC championship. It's going to be a great SEC championship. Crazy game I covered earlier today. Furman and Chattanooga. Furman got the go-ahead layup with 4.3 seconds left to go. Chattanooga got the ball and was able to shoot a prayer on a 3 between 2 defenders and score for the game winner. So Chattanooga off to the bracket. Unbelievable shot. It's by David Jean-Baptiste. 64-63 Chattanooga. Wow, looks like South Dakota State's not going to be seeing Oral Roberts anytime soon. Unless Oral Roberts puts together this monster second half comeback. The score in this game is North Dakota State 31, Oral Roberts 14. And Oral Roberts still got Max Asmus, the top scorer from last year. Went on that Cinderella run into the Sweet 16. But man, they're getting shredded right now. They gave up 31 points in the first 10 minutes in the game. Georgia State capturing the Sun Belt tonight, winning over Louisiana 80-71. Georgia State's the 3 seed. So that's their 4th NCAA tournament appearance since 2015. I'm going to end this poll. Thanks so much all for voting in the poll tonight. Basically, pretty explanatory right here, as Gonzaga won the poll big. Yeah, Alabama, they're the strangest team. That they could very well like take out a 1 seed, or they could lose to like they probably be the team to take out like a 1 seed in the SEC tournament and then lose to somebody else who like sneaks in and upsets teams and loses to them. Yeah, so I saw that in there from a couple days ago. Since Liberty lost, and then Bellarmine beat Liberty. Jacksonville State was the 1 seed, so let's see. So Bellarmine's not eligible. So Jacksonville plays Bellarmine tomorrow in the Atlantic Sun Tournament Final, which Bellarmine, if they win, they're not eligible. And then, so Jacksonville, if they beat Bellarmine tomorrow, Jacksonville goes to the NCAA tournament. And then if Jacksonville loses, then Jacksonville State is going to go to the NCAA tournament, which Jacksonville State had lost to Jacksonville. So that is crazy. So that's what's going on right now in the Atlantic Sun. So Jacksonville beats Bellarmine, they're in. But if Bellarmine wins, because Bellarmine can't compete in the NCAA tournament because they have like a 4-year transition program that they have to go through, I think, to 2024. So if Bellarmine wins that game, then Jacksonville State, who had lost to Jacksonville on Saturday, would be the one to go because Jacksonville State's the regular season champs for the 1 seed. Yep. Yeah, Alabama's going to have to get past the smaller name schools first. The ones that they played down to and lost. The Davisons, the Ionas. They did beat South Dakota State, though. I've seen a lot of brackets predict South Dakota State for Alabama to play in the first round. I've also seen North Texas, which makes that one just painful. Because that game would be a grind, I feel like. Whoever plays North Texas, that's going to be a nice, like, 50-45 game. That would probably be just a a bad game to watch. I think North Texas should win, but if North Texas meets up against Houston, that would be like a painful game, I feel like, to watch. If you enjoy scoring, the scoring's probably not going to be there. That would be like a nice 45 to 42 finish. Yeah, it's really odd. So the teams that transition up to Division 1 from like D2 or D3, they have to go through like a 4-year transition program period that they can't even go to the tournament. It's too bad. Yeah, because Merrimack had won their conference tournament in the NEC the first year that they were eligible. They won it from 2 years ago. And that was the first year in D1 for Merrimack. Hey, thanks so much, Alex, for joining in, man. See you tomorrow night, bud. Yeah, North Texas beating Purdue last year. Yeah, that was shocking. Wright State crushing Cleveland State tonight. Cleveland State was supposed to be like a 16 seed projected because they were the 1 seed in the Horizon. See, North Dakota State's beating Oral Roberts pretty good, 37-24. UNC Wilmington leading Charleston 28-26. That's at halftime in the Colonial semis. There's like a handful of teams though that can like pull off upsets. I'm eyeing the 12-5 line and also the 13-4 because that's where some of those teams I think could do some upsets. Is that the back end of the top 16 teams might be some like 12, 13 seeds that pull off those upsets around that mark. Vermont's been just dominating their conference right now. That team's led by a bunch of seniors. And they played a pretty close game against Providence. They're like an unknown type of team because they haven't really played like many like power conference schools for Vermont. But they go out and they dominate their conference, and they've got a pretty big win margin for them this year. Iona probably going to line up as a 13 seed. North Texas is the one that's dangerous. North Texas has got the number 1 defense. I've actually got VCU winning the A10. Yeah, VCU lost on Saturday, but coming into Saturday, I think they were on like an 8-game winning streak for VCU. What's good, WinVal? Welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. All depends on who comes through the MAC, but 13-seeded Toledo, that team's got a red-hot offense. There's a lot of good offenses there from the MAC. Yeah. Yeah, 14 seeds, even Oral Roberts as the 15 seed. Chattanooga's probably going to be a 13. Yeah, that'd be quite crazy. Georgetown just shows up for 1 week for the Big East tournament. Bet you some conference they're going to do that. Oh, the pillow behind me, that's... There's 2 pillows actually behind me. There's this one. I got right there, so, There's that one. The one behind me, the basketball logo, that one my girlfriend made for me. That was not this past Christmas. I think it was the Christmas before, though. But I used to have that pillow behind me right there, and then I traded spots for the actual channel pillow that I was able to get via the merchandise site. So we have some pretty cool stuff on the merchandise site, too. That's linked in the description below this video. I'll put that in the chat, actually. Short sleeve shirts, long sleeve shirts, iPhone cases, pillow stickers. Still at halftime. What's good, Jameson? Welcome in. Did the lacrosse team win today? They didn't play today. They played last on Saturday. And yeah, they won on Saturday. So that team is 5-0 now. So they're off to their best start ever in school history. What game next am I doing? Tomorrow I plan on being back. It's going to be a doubleheader. Some different types of games for tomorrow. It's going to be Wagner against Bryant for the NEC Championship at 7. And then the WCC Championship tomorrow night will be the winner of this game versus the winner of Santa Clara St. Mary's. So it could set up another Gonzaga St. Mary's Championship. We're just waiting to get back for the second half here. Dominant performance by Gonzaga. 64.5% from the floor in that first half, doing the bulk of their work right at the rim. 34 points in the paint by Gonzaga, just 10 by San Francisco. San Francisco held at just 30% shooting from the floor. Yeah, it's been tough in that conference. They usually get like the 16 seed every single year out in the SWAC. I think a lot of it has to do with like the schools not being able to make like much money through their athletic programs, so the facilities that they have aren't like top-notch type facilities, which just really hurt. Yeah, I used to do it, but we just wasn't able to grow that much on the other channel, so I haven't streamed on it in like over 2 years. Yeah, I heard that LeBron didn't play tonight, so wow, so he didn't play due to knee soreness. Yikes. Might not even have a playoffs with the Lakers and the Nets. That's how crazy things could get here. The Nets have spiraled downwards. The Nets right now are in the playing game, but they're tied for the number 9 team right now in the East. Back for the second half, Timmy with 12, Holmgren with 11 for Gonzaga. They've combined for 23 points. San Francisco just has 27 on the board. Missed 3 off the back rim by Holmgren. And San Francisco comes out with a defensive rebound. San Francisco, first possession, starting off the second, and they give it away. So that's their 9th turnover of the game. Yeah, basically you have to play a perfect game to beat Gonzaga. It's been far from that by San Francisco. Their bread and butter is 3-point shooting, and they're only 4 for 19 tonight at the rim. Lob over the top. It's Timmy to Holmgren, and Chet throws it down with a two-handed dunk. First minute through the second, San Francisco with the ball. Josh Coonan hands it off. Dump off down low. There we go for San Francisco. At the rim, Patrick Tapay with a dunk. Zags have it, 18.5 left to play. Skip pass, right corner, Julian Strother receives it. Bounce pass off to Timmy at the baseline. Passes off to a cut. Oh, nice feed. Nembhard off to Chet, and he throws it down with a dunk. Everybody getting a touch involved right there, that possession. That was nice. Here's a three launched by San Francisco. Raining through Khalil Shabazz with a three ball. Shabazz up to 7, just made his first three of the game. Turning the corner, attacking down the lane, floating up one, and Watson. That's going to be Strother. He's going to head to the free throw line to shoot 2 for Gonzaga. Yeah, Pepperdine is a pretty good player last year with Colby Ross in their team. First shot good for Gonzaga. Strother filing the board. He's just got his first shot of the game. Nembhard tonight's got 8 points, 9 assists. Second shot's good. So 2 minutes into the second half. Gonzaga 7 for 8 at the free throw line. San Francisco takes the 3 off the handoff. Shabazz finding his rhythm. Makes another one from the outside. That's how you beat Gonzaga. You have to draw a barrage of threes in order to do so and just stop them inside. Whistle blows here. San Francisco picking up the reach and foul. Gonzaga gets the inbound. Timmy. Boosting on top to Chet. Hands it off to Nembhard. Passes around to the wing. Bolton with a 3. Missed off the back rim. Rebound picked up by Rishwain of San Francisco. The Dons dribble up the court down by 18. Khalil Shabazz. Moves it on top to Kunin. Handoff Shabazz. Getting into a rhythm. Towards his right. Moves it out to his left to Kunin. Kunin dribbles up. As we're going to have a whistle blown here. And it's on Gonzaga away from the ball. $17:09 left to go. Khalil Shabazz up to 10 for San Francisco. Inbound for San Francisco. Driving to the hoop and dumping it off underneath is another Gonzaga. Foul gets picked up. That's on Chet reaching in. So that's going to be the second personal foul of the game picked up by Chet Holmgren. $17:04 left to go in the second. Inbound coming up for San Francisco. Trailing by 18. Bouye, the inbound passer. Bouye moves it out to the corner. 3 gets fired away. Skipped around the rim and out. Timmy comes out with a defensive board for the Zags. Bounce pass off to a cut. Timmy a little bit behind, and the bounce pass goes off of the defender, Tape. And San Francisco able to pull the ball away with a steal. Elevating for the J. 3-point shot missed around the rim by Shabazz. Offensive rebound, Tape. Followed by Holmgren. That's going to be Chet's third personal foul. So 2 shots coming up at the free throw line by San Francisco and been able to get themselves in a little bit of a scoring run lately for them. Starting to be better as Chet Holmgren picks up his third, comes out of the game. 15 points by Chet tonight. Yeah, Santa Clara had a better seeding than BYU entering the bracket. And also San Francisco. Here's a 3. Corner dropping through by San Francisco there. That is good from the outside by Kunin. It's a 15-point game. Here's a steal down the far side for the Dons. Tape makes the extra pass. Layup missed off the mark. Should have had two and should have had the and one after as well. Coming up, but we'll be shooting two at the line. Will be Shabazz. That could have been a big swing of points in the game right now if Shabazz would have made a layup. Shabazz going to head to the line, shoot two shots. First shot missed. Off the front rim. San Francisco outgaining Gonzaga here in the second half, 11-6. Second one's good. So Bouyer's been pretty silent tonight. He's got himself just 5 points. 16 minutes left to go. Gonzaga with the ball on the outside. Bolton hands it off to Nembhard. 7-zip run by San Francisco. Last 2 minutes. Timmy powers his way inside, right to the hoop, and scores up and in with the right hand. Dons have the ball. Top of the free throw circle, Kunin. Dennis, welcome back in, man. Yeah, Chet doing everything tonight here on all levels, impacting the game. That's a block right at the rim by Watson. Goes to the bounce in the corner. I think it was Gonzaga who last touched it by Anton Watson, but huge block, just impacting the game in so many ways tonight for the Zags. Chet Holmgren with... He's got 4 blocks and 6 as a team. Watson and Hickman combining for the other blocks each with 1. All right, we're going to take a timeout here on the floor. 15:27 left to go. Gonzaga up by 16, 55-39. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much all for joining in, being a part here once again tonight on the channel. I cover basketball games, play-by-play of college basketball, also NBA in the stream. Tomorrow night, I plan on being back. 2 more games tomorrow as part of the doubleheader. Some different teams this week that I haven't covered that much. Tomorrow's going to be Bryant versus Wagner in the NEC tournament title game. So first time covering those teams this year. And then the winner of this game will take on the winner of Santa Clara St. Mary's later tomorrow night. Same time. Charleston and UNC Wilmington. That game's tied up at 41 in the Colonial semis. Oral Roberts trying to make a comeback. They were able to put it within single digits going into halftime. 48-39. North Dakota State leading up at half. Northern Kentucky up over Purdue Fort Wayne in the semifinals of the Horizon League tournament. I'm 26. 55-39 here in the timeout. Gonzaga shooting game just absolute clinic here at 64% from the floor. Doing everything in the paint. 40 points out of the 55 in the paint in this game. San Francisco held at just 34% from the floor. And in order to get into this game, they're going to have to make a bunch of threes. Second half, they're 3 for 5 from the outside. So they've been able to take the advantage here in the second quarter box, 12-8. Being able to make 3 threes. But going to need a bunch more to come back into this one. Down by 16. Back to action, 15.5 left to go. Gonzaga with the ball. Timmy has at the wing, dribbles towards his left. Timmy moves it over to Watson. Watson at the top of the key. Dribbles up free throw circle. Bounce passes, looking for the cut into traffic. Couldn't get one there. San Francisco comes up with a steal. 15 minutes left to play. That's the 8th turnover to game by Gonzaga. 9 by San Francisco. Don's with at the top. Josh Coonan moves it outside. Step back jumper by Shabazz. And before the step back, a whistle blows. It's going to be on Gonzaga. 5th personal foul picked up. Reaching in was Timmy. San Francisco with the ball. Free throw circle. Patrick Tape moves it out to Rishwain. Over to Coonan. Now off to Shabazz. Floats up the runner into the key. Off the rim short. Timmy with a defensive rebound. Gonzaga going to slow it down. Timmy at the top. Moves it outside to Nembhard. Passes off to Timmy. Gives it out around the perimeter. Here's a jumper. Top of the free throw circle. Missed off the front rim. Collecting on the defensive rebound. It's going to be Watson who picked it up for Gonzaga. Driving into the paint. Puts one up off the top of the glass. No good. Tip in. Is good, though. So Gonzaga up by 18 with a made field goal. Far side of the ball. Ball's loose and scooped up by Gonzaga. Into contact, and the foul committed by San Francisco, their second. Yeah, this year has been strange things. Could very well have a 15-16 go down once again. Gonzaga gets the inbound. 6.7 rebounds, 3 assists tonight by Anton Watson. A nice move. Couldn't complete it, though. They able to get the ball back on top. Nembhard fires away from 3. Able to swoosh it. 60-39 Gonzaga playing their game tonight. They've been out in front throughout this entire matchup. San Francisco just looking for something here. Off to a cut, deflected from behind off of Timmy. Goes into the hands of Markovetsky, and he's able to score. Bounce past Timmy. Gives it outside to Nembhard. Over to Timmy. Oh, man. Burst of speed by Drew Timmy to the hoop. Able to lay it up and in with the right hand. Up and in off the glass. Drew Timmy for 2. Count it and 1. Put him on turbo mode right there for the big fella. Able to get to the hole. Blows past Markovetsky. One shot by Timmy. That one is good. Gonzaga by 22. Timmy's had a solid career against San Francisco. Through 7 games, averaging 16 points per game, 55% from the floor. Tonight he's got 19. He's just had the Don's number, 8 for 10. Perfect 3 for 3 at the free throw line for Timmy. Rishwain takes it inside. Scores off the glass, up and in. And up the court, pass deflected, goes to the bounce. It's going to stay Gonzaga ball. 12:20 left to play. Nembhard inbounds it over to Timmy. Timmy at the top. Passes off to Nembhard. Nembhard, open jumper straight away. That's too easy. 2 more points on the board for Andrew Nembhard. 65-43. 12 minutes left to go. San Francisco to the outside. Missed off the front rim. Deflected up. Defensive rebound pulled down by Watson. Pass up ahead. Timmy. Passes off to a cup. Pump fake. Nembhard underneath. Scores up and then off the backboard. Everybody getting touches tonight for the Zags here. Dominant fashion. 15 points, 9 assists by Nembhard. That's 19 by Timmy, 15 by Nembhard, 15 by Chet. As Drew Timmy picks up the fall underneath. Going to have immediate time on the court. Gonzaga's made the last 5 shots from the floor as they are cooking tonight in this game. 65% shooting in dominant fashion. Points in the paint, 46-16 over San Francisco. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much all for joining in, being a part here on the channel today. Gonzaga not attempting many threes, but it's not like their go-to because of how much size they have inside. That's been their go-to right out of the gate. It was Chet and Timmy having a big game right from the get-go, and then adding in some more players into the mix, scoring at the rim off of extra passes being made. And Andrew Nembhard, the recipient lately of these buckets, as he's up to 15 points along with 9 assists tonight by Nembhard. Just been all around great basketball. Perfect ball, and how to beat Gonzaga, you have to play perfect yourselves for San Francisco. They've been far from that, though. 10 turnovers, 7 for 25 from 3. They're more of a perimeter-oriented type of team. Don't have much size on their team. As far as, like, a couple players they do have size with, but they're not, like, dominant forces on the glass. That's the thing with them. And they're also missing one of their key forwards today. That's a starter. So they're without Yowan Masowski, who's 6'10" from Belarus. So he's not playing today. And they've been going more minutes with Patrick Tapey off the bench, got 15 minutes. And then Markovetsky, who's 7'2", has played 13 minutes. And then Kunin's a 6'8" forward, and he's played 22 minutes. So they play 3 guards, Shabazz, Bouye, Rishwain. Or Shabazz, Bouye, and Stefanini are the 3 key guards. Right now, Rishwain is in. But then, as far as the front court option, Kunin got the start. And Kunin is only 6'8" from Australia. That's tough to ask for when you're going up against 7'1" Chet Holmgren, Drew Timmy at 6'11". Yeah, John Stockton came from Gonzaga. So we're coming back from the timeout. It's been all Gonzaga tonight. They have more points in the paint than San Francisco has in the total scoreboard. 46 points in the paint by Gonzaga, 43 by San Francisco total. The Dons move it out to the wing. Shabazz. Jab step. Takes a 3. Splashes it home for the triple. $11:15 left to go. Gonzaga with the ball. Crossover on the outside. Hunter Salas, freshman guard from Omaha, Nebraska. Puts it into the hands to Hickman. Moves it on top to Chet. Back into the game playing with 3 fouls. Lob inside, deflected. Stolen away by the Dons. San Francisco with it with Bouye. Bouye passes off to a cut. Too tall, looking for Tapey behind him. And it goes out of bounds. Just wasn't able to set up the pass in the right mark right there by Bouye. You're looking to go out in front. Throws it behind off to a cut. Should have been 2 on the board there for the Dons. Oh, that's cool there, Kieran. Gonzaga with a possession. Holmgren dribbles up. 15-foot jump shot, showing you the touch right there by a superstar in the future in the making for Chet Holmgren. 10:20 left to go. San Francisco's three gets blocked in the outside. Tapped over ball to the baseline. Hickman, spin move. Inside a tie-up. Referees will call it as a tie-up. And this will go San Francisco's way. Turnover by Gonzaga. 10:13 left to play. Chet Holmgren got the last block, too. He's got 5 blocks. Almost came up with a steal on the far side of the court at 17.7 rebounds. 5 blocks by Holmgren. Step back jumper. No good. Missed by Bouye. Back it goes to Gonzaga. And Holmgren also has, along with that, 3 steals. So big game by Chet of 17.7 boards. 3 steals, 5 blocks. San Fran. Left baseline dribble. Shovels it out to the wing. 3 on its way. Way too strong by Stefanini. Offensive rebound. Chance here for the putback. Couldn't get it to go. Over the back call. It's picked up by the Dons. San Francisco picks up another foul. That's going to be their 3rd. Yup, can't wait till that day happens where Gonzaga goes into the Pac-12. Gonzaga with the ball. Nembhard, jumper, mid-range, off the mark, tipped up, rebound, goes right back to the Dons with Tepe. Rishwain, waiting to set it up. Bounce pass to Tepe, off a cup, puts one up in, gets followed by Nembhard. So Tepe will head to the free throw line, shooting 2, 8:58 left to play. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much all for joining in, being a part here on the channel tonight for this one. And first shot missed at the line. No good by Patrick Tepe. Second one's good. Yep. 22-point lead by Gonzaga. Passing off to a cut. Watson floats it up, scores, up and in off the glass. Just a total mismatch. And that's a lot of teams when they go up against Gonzaga. It's going to be a total mismatch. Here's a 3. Right down the pipe. Good by Rishwain. But, yeah, they needed like 20 of those to win this game. They're 9 for 29 from the outside. Timeout on the floor. 8:29 left to play in the second. Gonzaga by 21. It's basically been around this range, like 20 points in the second half. Wow, yeah, 1,000 plates out of many 100,000. Wow. Yeah, because so many people do the bracket challenge, and you can like submit like multiple brackets that it turns out to be like billions and billions. Man, Patriots released Kyle Van Noy today. Looks like I'm going to be back covering Gonzaga tomorrow night as well. They'll face the winner of St. Mary's against Santa Clara later tonight. San Francisco would need to score a 3, basically every single possession they've got remaining. Because they haven't had any answer stopping Gonzaga. 48 points in the paint by Gonzaga, shooting 64% from the floor tonight in this game. San Francisco held at just 35% shooting. Yes, I think tomorrow Gonzaga's going to win. So that was last time, because I'm looking to see when Gonzaga last lost the WCC tournament title. I think it was in 2019. Yeah, 2019, 2012. Those are the two recent WCC tournaments that Gonzaga didn't win. Let's see where they lost to here. It was St. Mary's in the championship. 60-47. That's right. That was in 2019. Because St. Mary's needed that win to get to the tournament, which they got. We get back to action, 71-50. With 8:15 left to play underneath the hoop. That's just too easy. Nemhard with another bucket. I think they'll probably be a 2 seed for BYU in the NIT. Corner 3, Shabazz hits it. If they got a bunch of those earlier, would have a better chance at it, though. Missed shot by Gonzaga, goes back to San Francisco. Jumper, missed at the elbow, tipped up, defensive rebound, hauled down by Hickman of the Zags. 7.5 left to go. Gonzaga going to slow it down. Timmy hands it off to Chet. Bounce pass down low. Timmy gets clobbered from behind and is going to shoot 2 at the free throw line. So let's see here. I'm going to take Gonzaga tomorrow. I'll say if they play against St. Mary's, I'll go Gonzaga by 11 tomorrow, 74-63. Yes. Yeah, there should be home games for the NIT for better seeded teams. Jacob, welcome to the stream, man. Yeah, no problem, man. Glad to have you back in. Yeah, I heard that this might be it for Mike White this year. I've been hearing rumors, a couple of videos that I've been watching. One of them was on CBS Sports, that they heard that this could potentially be it with Mike White at the end of the season. I think there's going to be a lot of coaching changes in the SEC specifically. I heard possibly rumors of Ben Howland with Mississippi State. Tom Crean from Georgia. I heard that he's supposed to get fired immediately once Georgia loses in the SEC tournament. He's supposed to get fired. I do think Rutgers has enough to get in. If Xavier loses against Butler, Xavier would probably drop out of the bracket and move to the overall 1 in the NIT. I think it's probably going to be Indiana, though. So Indiana plays against Michigan. That's a must-win game. More so for Indiana. I'm not sure if Michigan's going to make it in either. If Michigan loses against Indiana, they might be one seed for the overall 1 in the NIT. So a lot of the bracketologists are favoring Michigan. Michigan's got a pretty bad record. That's the thing. And they've been win-loss, win-loss, win-loss for like the last month for them. I don't think Michigan's locked it up just yet. A lot of people think they have. Also, Virginia Tech, they're probably going to get probably like a 1 or a 2 seed in the NIT. Unless they can like sneak their way into the tournament, but they need to win the conference tournament games to do so. I really like Matt McMahon from Murray State. I think he could be one that they could look out for Florida, because he's just put together dominant Murray State teams lately. Timmy missed the first one. Second one is good. 74-53. 7:10 left to play here. San Francisco with the ball. Turning the corner, attacking, dump off, blocked by Holmgren, but called for his 4th personal foul. Yeah, that team's pretty good from 3-point range. They're more undersized this year for them because they had lost Cameron Krutwig. That's the only thing. They're not like a strong rebounding team. That team's like all defense for Loyola Chicago. But if they get into a matchup that the other team isn't that great on the glass, they have a chance to pull it out first round. Just going to keep them at 54. Oh, okay, there we go. I was going to say. Thought it counted. 74-55, 7 minutes left to play. Gonzaga going to have it once again. Out to the wing, it's Bolton. Bolton passes on top off to Nembhard. Nembhard gives it to the top of the key to Watson. Watson passes off to Nembhard. Pump fake, dribbles up. Nembhard bounce pass, leaves it over to the baseline, floats it up, draws contact. And this will be a foul. It's going to send Julian Strother to shoot 2. .637 left to go. I have no clue what seed the women's team for BYU will be. And rolls around the rim and out. No good, missed by Strother. Wow, UConn's women's team crushed Villanova 70-40. Second shot good. It's basically been around this 20-point area throughout most of the second half. San Francisco has it. Free throw circle. Hand off, loose ball, able to pick it up on the outside. Inside the key, Stefanini. Bounce pass out to the baseline to Pay, and it rolls out of bounds. Turnover by San Francisco. So that will be the 12th turnover to game of the Dons. 6:15 left to play. Watson passes out to the wing. Salas moves it across to Nembhard. Timmy on top. So many multiple ball switches here for Gonzaga. So tough to defend. They swing it out to the wing. 3 on its way. Missed off the back rim by Strother. Defensive rebound pull down for San Francisco. 5:45 remaining. Khalil Shabazz off of a double team. Crossover. Off of the pick set. Takes the jumper. Rattles it home. Nice looking touch right there by Khalil Shabazz. Been tough to start out today. Timmy with a little kiss right there to the crowd behind the defense. Throws it down with a right-handed dunk. Saw that in the tournament game last year against Oklahoma. Throwing up his hands. Celebration after the play. Right behind the defense. San Francisco falling asleep on the last play, able to hit the shot, and then defensively couldn't get back in time. Timmy's up to 22, 9 for 11 from the floor, 3-point shot, raining right down for the triple. That is good by Shabazz. He's up to 18 points. 77-59. They're going to call it a deep 2, actually. Foot was on the line. So 77-59 the score. Showing the Timmy highlight reel. Kiss the crowd right there with the WCC cameras recording this one for the ESPN crew. 63% shooting by Gonzaga in this game. It's just a clinic. 52 of those points in the paint. Just plays so fast. Tire you out so quickly. 58-55, UNC Wilmington leading Charleston in the Colonial semifinals game. Gonzaga leading the nation, averaging 88.3 points per game. They do a lot of things great. They are first nationally in scoring, rebounding, 2-point makes, 2-point defense. Second nationally in rebounds per game, 2-point shooting percentage, field goal shooting percentage. Coming into this matchup, they had 5 players averaging at least 11 points per game. And the top scorer for San Francisco, Jean-Marie Bouye, has been held to 1 for 10 shooting from the floor. Timmy, top of the key. Moves it over. Now they pass it outside to Nembhard. Takes the 3. Off the back rim, missed. And defensive rebound pull down for San Francisco. The Dons looking to attack. Kick to the corner. Out to the wing. Pump fake open 3 on its way. It's good. Khalil Shabazz with a 3 ball. .4:15 left to go. Gonzaga getting some pressure in their backcourt. Able to take it past midcourt with Strother. Ball gets poked loose. San Francisco with a steal. Dons have been on the run recently. Jumper, mid-range, good. Able to make things interesting. Khalil Shabazz. Timeout taken by Mark Few. 4:04 left to go. San Francisco showing them some fight here. Last couple moments. Started again on the run. 7-zip run last minute. They made the last 4 shots from the floor. So we're going to head to a timeout taken on the floor here. Gonzaga by 13. They were just up by 20 a moment ago. If you're new in the stream, hit that thumbs up. Spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much all for joining here, being a part tonight in the channel. Vaughn's back in. Welcome back in. Yeah, Pac-12 hopefully in the future. 52-16, the points in the paint advantage. San Francisco is missing a key front court player today. So they're without their number 2 or number 3 scorer, top rebounder, Yowan Masowski, who is out of this game. Listed at 6'10" from Belarus. So that hurts a lot, missing their top rebounder tonight. It led to a lot more minutes being played by number 10, Josh Kunin, who had only averaged 3 rebounds coming into this game. Got just 3 tonight. The top rebounder is Rish Wayne with 6. And Rish Wayne is 6'5". Just so tough to ask for. They do have a 7'2" player, Markovetsky, on the team. Hasn't had much opportunities this season though, but he's played himself 13 minutes tonight. Tepe's got 23 minutes. Tepe came from Duke for a season transfer. Yeah, that first guy was from Belarus. They actually got 2 players from Belarus, 1 from Ukraine. Send the prayers out to his family out there. They got another player from the Netherlands, 1 player from Slovenia, 1 from Australia. So that's the roster lineup there for San Francisco for international players. I haven't covered St. Mary's in a long time. I remember I covered St. Mary's with John a couple of years ago. We did a first round game when they played against Villanova, and I remember going through the St. Mary's lineup, and they had a bunch of players from New Zealand on the team. 3:45 left to go. These two teams are like kings of international recruitment. Actually, Gonzaga has one player from Lithuania, another player from Canada, with Nemhard, that is from Canada. But they only have 2 players not in the U.S. on their roster. Drew Timme just picked up his 4th personal foul. So he got called on a loose ball foul trying to go up for the rebound. It's going to send San Francisco into the bonus now. First shot, good. Saw UConn with a big 30-point victory. San Francisco making things interesting. Part of an 8-0 run in the last minute and a half. Second shot's good, make it 9-zip. So things getting interesting here for the Dons. Trying to see if they can put this one to single digits. It helps out their resume with making it a closer game towards helping them out be a part of the tournament bracket just in case there's bid stealers come this week that have to move teams off the bubble and into the NIT bracket. 3:20 left to go. 10 on the shot clock. Gonzaga with the ball. Top of the key, it is Bolton. Gives it over to Timme. Timme at the wing. 4 on the shot clock. Timme has to be careful playing with 4 falls. Launches up one. Missed off the back rim. Defensive rebound pulled down by Tepe of San Francisco. 3 minutes left to go. What do the Dons have in store with them? Oh, able to get the ball right back. Scoop, score, up and in off the backboard. Khalil Shabazz looking like Houdini right there. As at one point they thought like they almost coughed up the possession. San Francisco bringing pressure. Bobble ball right at midcourt and reaching in. It will be a San Francisco foul. So this will send Julian Strawder to the free throw line coming up, shooting in the 1-on-1 bonus. That'll be a no there, Vaughn. This game not done just yet. An 11-zip run by San Francisco. 2:46 left to play. At one point, a 20-point game has dwindled down to 9. First free throw is good for Strawder. Back up by 10 goes Gonzaga. Second shot comes up by Strawder. And that's good. .240 left to go. San Francisco looking for something quick. Bouye. Been shut down today. Top scorer averaging 18. Has only scored 5. Out to the top. Falling away 3. Shabazz airballs it. 2.5 left to play. What's your best shot in you? Not that one right there by Khalil Shabazz. He's got 27. He's made 5 threes. He's attempted 15 threes tonight. But falling away, everybody knows that you're going to get the shot in the building here. And he just attempts much more difficult shot than it should have been, just falling away and airballs it. And Gonzaga burns a timeout. 2:30 left to go. 11-point lead for Gonzaga, up 79-68. Yeah, that'd be crazy, man. Absolutely insane if San Francisco comes back in this game. 52-18 points in the paint in favor of Gonzaga. And San Francisco without their top rebounder today, too. So they're showing some fight in this matchup here. This is good for San Francisco. This helps them out as far as making it competitive right now. Helps them out for sure for their bracket cause. Because we don't know where they're going to be put in the bracket. If this team's a 9 seed, a 10 seed, and even an 11 seed playing game type of team here for San Francisco. There's wavering bracket predictions on this team. Lunardi's got them as a 9. Palm's got them as an 11. Palm's got them as, I think, like last 4 in. Lunardi's got them safely in the bracket as a 9. That would be a no. 2:30 left to go in the second. So winner of this game will take on St. Mary's Santa Clara tomorrow. Tomorrow I hope to cover 2 games, part of a doubleheader. The winner of this one versus the winner of the next one. That will be the late game tomorrow at 9 Eastern. Also tomorrow, feel free to join in for some Bryant Bulldogs action versus the Wagner Seahawks. I remember Vaughn a couple of years ago asked me if I knew if there was a college called Wagner. Now I'll be streaming Wagner tomorrow night. Bryant looking for their first ever NCAA tournament appearance. Wagner's only been once to the bracket. Inbound for Gonzaga. 2:20 left to go. Bounce pass over to Nemhard. 15 on the shot clock at the edge of the WCC basketball tournament Las Vegas logo. Nemhard towards his left, passes off to Timmy at the top, pump fake 5 in the shot clock. Timmy takes it down inside. That ball gets poked loose by Tepe, and San Francisco comes up with the basketball. 2 minutes left to go off the steal. The Dons fire away from 3, top of the key. Not gonna count it though. They will not count the 3. That could have been a 4-point play if the foul was committed on the shot motion. It wasn't. It was committed right before Julian Rishwain went into a shooting motion. So lucky break there. Gonzaga's defense gets. San Francisco could have made this one much less than comfortable for the Zags. First shot good. Shooting in the double bonus now by Rishwain. Second shot good by Rishwain. San Francisco showing some fight right to the final whistle. Minute 54 left to play. Getting pressure in the backcourt. Gonzaga looking to get it past the timeline. They will. Holmgren makes the pass off to Strother in the corner. Back to Chet. Chet getting some pressure, and he gets followed by Bouye. So Chet Holmgren heading to the free throw line. Quick update in the foul trouble tonight here. Chet, Rasir Bolton, and Drew Timme all with 4 personal fouls. And then Khalil Shabazz, Jimmery Bouye, Patrick Tepe with 3 fouls each for San Francisco. 1:40 left to go. .75% at the season this year at the free throw line for Chet Holmgren. Shooting 1-1 bonus. Missed the first one around the rim and out. Dons come up with a defensive rebound. San Francisco, minute and a half left to play. Past midcourt. Kunin moves it out to the corner, and Gonzaga reaches in. Only 59% this season at the line, shooting 2. Double bonus. Josh Kunin couldn't make the first one. Ouch. They could have put this to a 1-possession game if San Francisco makes every single free throw. They're 12 for 18 right now at the line. Second shot. Kunin hits it. Gonzaga looking to get the inbound on the far side. Holmgren over to Nemhard, still in the backcourt, forcing up a double team. Needs to get it past midcourt, launches the pass. Holmgren, good thing he's 7'1", lost control of the basketball though. It's in the corner. San Francisco thinks that they got the tie up. And they will with a minute 20 left to play. Oh no, this will be Gonzaga ball, minute 20 left to play. So possession in favor of Gonzaga with 1:20 remaining. San Francisco's bench celebrating. They thought they had the arrow that time, but it goes to the Zags. 1:20 left to go, 20 in the shot clock. And Gonzaga will burn a timeout here. So 79-71. Quick scoreboard update. North Dakota State crushing Oral Roberts 83-59. That's in the semis of the Summit League. Winner takes on South Dakota State, who went 18-0 in the conference. Northern Kentucky looking good up against Purdue Fort Wayne 35-22. That would be a no there, Vaughn. Eight-point game, Gonzaga basketball. Minute 20 left to go. Nemhard, the inbound passer. Moves it outside to Timmy. Dribbles backwards. Gives it over to Nemhard. San Francisco knocking the fall. Minute 10 left to play in the clock. Nemhard, edge of the logo, 10 on the shot clock. San Francisco steals away the ball on the far side. Here they go. Out to the corner. Shabazz moves it off to Tepe. Hands it off. Shabazz makes the pass off to Rishwain. Needs something quick. Under 1 minute left to go. Out to the wing. Bouye. Bouye towards his left. Defended. 1-on-1 by Strother. Bounce pass. Corner. Pump fake. Slide to the left. 3. Rishwain. No good off the mark. Defensive rebound. Pulled down by Chet. 45 seconds left to go. Gonzaga has the ball by 8. San Francisco not going to fall. Deflected pass. Intercepted by the Dons. Here they go. Bounce pass. Corner. 3. On its way. Off the side of the rim. They had 2 good looks. Last 2 possessions weren't able to cash them in. And Gonzaga picks up the rebound as San Francisco follows with 33.4 seconds left to go. Wow. You make both of those threes. This is a 2-point game if so. Wow. Instead, they find themselves down by 8. Possibly down by 10 if both of the free throws are good. First one made by Rasir Bolton. What a late surge by San Francisco that should be able to solidify themselves to be a part of the bracket. If they got pounded by like 30-40, then might have been a lot of question marks going into the tournament, but for them to make a late run in this game, this helps out as far as the closest game that they have played this season against Gonzaga. Lost by 16 the first time, lost by 16 the second time, and now they're down by 10, looking to see if they can cut it within single digits. Driving, missed the layup, no good, deflected out of bounds, last touch by the Dons, out by Shabazz with 22.4. And San Francisco has held Gonzaga to no field goals made in the last 5 minutes and 11 seconds. Referees are talking about who touched that one last. Ooh, that looked like it was off of Shabazz. Holmgren brought it down. It went off of Shabazz with his right elbow, ricocheted out of bounds the baseline. There's a official review right now on the court for this. 22.4 seconds left to go. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much all for joining tonight. And feel free, be a part tomorrow night stream. The Bryant Bulldogs versus the Wagner Seahawks tomorrow night. NEC Championship game. Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Gonzaga, if they can hold on here, they'll face the winner of St. Mary's against Santa Clara later tonight. I'll be covering that one tomorrow night as well. 9 o'clock Eastern. If you'd like to be a part of Behind the Arc Basketball ESPN Bracket Challenge Group, that link is pinned to the chat right there. Feel free to be a part of it. All are welcome to join in and create their bracket selections after Selection Sunday when the bracket comes out. 22.5 seconds left to go. Gonzaga is going to get the inbound. They've yet to score in the last 5.5 minutes. Inbound in the backcourt. They're moving the ball quickly to just get it away from San Francisco to commit fouling. Past the midcourt. Holmgren has it. 12 seconds left to go. San Francisco will not foul. Gonzaga going back to another WCC tournament title game as the Zags pulled out. It was a little bit too close for comfort towards the end. They were up throughout the majority of this second half, though, by around 20 for that range. But at the end, San Francisco gave it all they got. In the last portion of the second, final score here, Gonzaga 81, San Francisco 71. Thanks all so much for joining in. Before you do sign off, hit that thumbs up, smash the like, hit that subscribe. I appreciate everybody for being a part of the stream. I'm going to close out to the channel members here. All channel members get a shout out as we have Jason, Cindy, Rajib, Oldad, Deuce, Brian, SG Sports Talk, Russell, D-Block, BP, Greg, Oreo Pudding, Bino, Arohan, Mike, Mark, John, Jessica, Stephanie, Ahino Joseph, Elkiangia from 90. Woody Warren, I am Ghost, Pamela, Keith, Isaiah, Manon Hayes, Barco, Dave, Rise of Steel, and Kelly. Thanks so much all for joining in. Gonzaga wins over San Francisco 81-71, the final score. And enjoy the rest of your Monday night, everybody.